And what I was shown to share with you today is something that happened in Atlantis that is still kind of lingering in our time. What happened there had some waves which are still with us today. And I think that is maybe why the collective is still on the search what happened in Atlantis, because the Akashic record where everything is stored is trying to tell us possibly that there happened something that affects us today. So what I would like to share with you is something that I've been shown by my guides. There was like a scene shown to me, and it was about a past life that I had in Atlantis. It was a remembering of a past life. And what was shown to me was, first, some really long roads, like streets, but made out of bricks, kind of terracotta bricks, laid one like in a system, one to another one. It formed like a pattern. It was like that long street road, and they were empty, like nobody there. And that was because it was stated, and that inclines some sort of government or authority. It was stated that only people who have no children are allowed to travel. That was one thing was stated. The other thing was that the civilization hit a point where that authority installed the one-child politic. So every Atlantean, and I was one of them, was allowed to have only one child. And the people with children, the people who had a child like me, we were not allowed to travel. Only the ones that had no children, no child. And I saw me having a child, not being allowed to travel. And I saw somebody else in that memory that I am connected to today, and that I was very close to for a while. And whenever I see that person, like in this lifetime, whenever I see that person in the water, it's like pure Aquaman. And I always thought he must have had a lifetime back in Atlantis. It's like his physiology, his total being changes when he's in the water. So I already knew, I saw it, like I knew he must have had a connection to Atlantis. And in that memory that I had, it was confirmed to me. He had, back in that lifetime in Atlantis, he didn't have a child, and he could travel those roads, but they were empty anyways. But he was traveling, like, I think the people who could travel, they kind of took advantage to explore, like how far could they go. So the entire Atlantis at that point was already like hitting kind of a peak. I think if a civilization installs, or authority in a civilization installs a one-child politic, it must already hit a point where they feel like they cannot survive if there are too many. So it hit already a point where it was at the edge of, there was probably that feeling that you fall apart as a city or as a country or as a civilization. And what was shown then to me was that thing that still lingers, or had like shock waves so far into the field that it still influences us today. What I saw was that the Atlanteans, they had some sort of power, one could say. A power that is unimaginable today. It's like today we are not even close there in regards to what Atlantis had as power. And I'm referring to power because it's a sort of energy that they could gain, or that was available, let's put it that way. I didn't see that they gain it, but I could see it was like available to them. It was a power that was available to them, and they could like take from there and build. And it was a good power. It was, in the beginning, it was a good power. It was something that made them flourish. It kind of nurtured them. But over the course of years, and as far as I'm able to sense it, it was many years. And I'm not talking about like hundreds and hundreds of years. I'm talking about a much bigger time frame. So over the course of many, probably thousands of years, that power kind of flipped. And it's not like the power itself flipped. It was more, sorry, I had to stop the music. It was more that how the people used it flipped. It was used to create something beautiful. It was used to create something magical, something like outstanding, like majestic. And it flipped, and I don't know why. I wasn't shown what caused it, or how it happened, or who did it, but I saw what happened, that the people used that power in a way that it transformed, like the power itself, the energy, like the footprint of the energy changed in a way that it became and made them, and that's how they were then, brutal, like brutally violent, like truly, I think the correct word is killers, but in cold blood. They became so totally cut off to every sense of compassion or kindness or love or joy. Like, they became total different beings. It was like you would not believe it. They became brutally cold and no feelings. Like, they murdered and killed in cold blood. They were empty. And that is, although it's so many years ago, past, right? Atlantis was such a long time ago. What happened there and what people became and what they did to themselves, that energy, that hate, that cold blood, evil energy is still kind of lingering with us today. And to me, it felt like we are sorting those kind of energies out. Like, we sort them out. It's like something from back in the days are like wave. It's like a wave that it's ongoing, and we are now, right? It's like, let me see. It's like a wave that is coming from the past, or it's there. It's just like, it's just a wave. It just till it hits the shore, right? And we are right here. Like, it comes here and right here. That's where we are. And we are trying to sort it out. We're trying to transmute that energy, transform it. To not let us compromise anymore. Yeah. I felt like it's a very precious and important message that I got, because I am on the search of how was our duality created, right? We're not only light, we're not only dark, we're both, and everything in between and beyond, right? Yet I do know that Earth, this planet that we're on, has the potential of true unconditional love. Duality, to me, was installed. It's a form of reality, but it's not the inherent vibration of this planet. So I am always like communicating with my guides and searching for answers, where that comes from and how we can transmute that. And I think that was like one answer from my guides, to tell me, give me like a little piece from where it comes from, and that everybody who is born into these days probably gives a little bit, contributes a little bit to transform that kind of energy into something that is more loving. So please keep in mind, you may feel, we may see and experience a lot of very cold blood things And I truly don't want to count me out, because man, ever since I have had my awakening and stepping into my psychic abilities, it's then an entire new world opens up to me, and people behave to me like very differently as before my awakening. So whenever we encounter something like that, please keep in mind that it might not be something personal, and above all, you have not done anything wrong. It's not a punishment what you're experiencing. It's not something to teach you, or that you have to learn a lesson, or you're having bad karma. Please forget that shit. Sometimes it's just waves of the past that, as healer starseeds, even human beings, we have the frequency, we have the ability to change that frequency by just letting it go through it, have that experience. If you don't want it, you can say, I'm done for today. I don't want to have it. Okay, take good care. I love you very much.